Hi, Graham here. Hope you're okay. Thanks for joining me on this video lesson. What we're going to do during this lesson is I'm going to actually do a chord workout with you. I'm going to take all of the chords that you've been learning and we're going to string them together in a more musical way and get you practicing changing between them. Hopefully you've worked out the shapes now, you kind of know what they are. If you don't, make sure you've got your chord charts to hand so you can refresh your memory as we go along. Also download the practice sheet that accompanies this lesson. We're going to work through that one by one, just going through the chords. The way I've put this together is the chord sequences or the chord progressions that you're going to learn. They're all based in particular musical keys, which means that this is how you will find the chords put together as you're learning songs. Okay, so we're not just learning some random chords and just going from one to another to another. We're actually learning them in the way you're going to find them in songs, which means that when you actually start learning songs, there'll be familiar patterns and shapes that you're using. Okay, so what we'll do, the whole exercise is going to be done to a metronome. It's going to be done at around 80 beats. Well, it's going to be done at 80 beats per minute. Hopefully you'll be able to keep up. Through each exercise, I'll talk through strumming patterns. We're going to keep it very simple because this is all about learning to change the chords. Okay, what I want to do first is I actually want to get your left hand warmed up. Okay, so we're actually going to run through a simple left hand exercise that will get this hand warmed up. It will also start to help you develop strength in the fingers and it will develop finger independence. So, you know, all we're going to do is we're going to put one finger down after the other onto the guitar. But the important thing is that we do this in time, and we do this so all the notes sound beautifully. Okay, now this is an exercise that you can do it every day to develop the independence in your fingers, and I recommend that you do it every time you pick the guitar up, just before you start, just to get those fingers warm. Okay, so it's a simple exercise. I'm going to do this starting at the first fret of the E string, the low E string, and it's simply it's called a chromatic walk through. Okay, so I'm going to start this at the first fret of the low E string, and we're just going to chromatically walk up through 4 notes, which basically means we play one note after the other with a semitone interval, which is 1 fret, a single fret. Okay, so it's very, very simple. You're going to pick all down strokes, you're going to pick the notes, but we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to extend that down the neck. Now what you'll also notice, I'm keeping my fingers down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm introducing a stretch into the hand. All the fingers are held down, so we're actually developing strength in those fingers. So now I'm going to walk this down. I'm going to do that again on the E string, then I'm going to the A string. Okay? D string. G. B. High E. Okay. Now you'll feel this in your hand and you might be finding it uncomfortable. If it is too difficult, if you can't make the stretch, then move up and do it from your 5th fret, because the frets are slightly closer together. Okay, that'll feel more comfortable for you. I'm going to do it here, so we've gone all the way up to the E string, now we're going to come back down. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Now what I'm then going to do, for me, if I was warming up, I would move that up 1 fret and I would do the same again. I'd repeat it. Okay, so that's warming this hand up, it's introducing the stretch into it, it's getting the ligaments moving, getting the blood flowing through the fingers, okay? Just spend a couple of minutes doing that, warm yourself up, and then basically we'll start with the exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through your sheets, starting with exercise 1. As I say, these have all been grouped around a key. So the first exercise is in the key of C major, and we are going to go between C and G. And the way I want you to approach this is I want you to give every chord a count of 4, and then you're going to change and you're going to give the next chord a count of 4. And it's quite simply, the count will be 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we'll work through that. I haven't started yet. I'm just showing you what we're going to do. Now, what you might find difficult is getting changed in time. So what we'll do is I'm going to set a metronome going. Okay, and you will actually, the way we're going to approach this is if you're struggling with these chords, you are basically going to strum, hold the C for 4, then you're going to, within a count of 4, you're going to get to the G. I'll demonstrate. Okay, metronome, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what you'll do, let me stop that metronome. You're going to make sure that within the count of 4 you've got to the next chord. Okay, so you're actually setting yourself a target. You're not going to just sit there and take all day to make the chord. Okay, so you're going to try and push yourself to get there in 4. Once you can get there in 4 comfortably, then you're going to reduce 4 to a count of 3, then to a count of 2, then to a count of 1, and then ultimately you'll be changing on the beat. You won't need to pause between your chords because they'll be changing. Okay, the other thing to think about doing as well when you're doing this is we can actually, if you're struggling to form the chord itself, we can bounce the chord. Okay, so we'll strum the chord in time with the metronome, or in fact you don't even need a metronome to do this exercise. It's quite simply, if you're struggling with a chord, make the chord, strum it 1, then we're going to strum 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to bounce the chord in between each strum. I'm going to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I'm actually doing is I'm getting my hand used to that shape. What you'll find will happen when you first start is you'll lift your fingers up and they'll fly everywhere. Okay, but you need to kind of physically make the hand stay where it is. It's not going to be easy to start with, but it will come. These will all get more natural the more you play them. So let's start working through these chord progressions. We'll start straight away with the C to G. Okay, we're going to strum C for 4, and then you're going to have a count of 4 to change it, and then we'll get it going quicker than that. So here we go. We'll start. Okay, so C. C, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4, C. Okay. So there we were taking a count of 4 to change our chords. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to hold it for 4 and we're going to change. So we're going to go C for a count of 4, G for a count of 4. Okay, now hopefully you'll get to the point where you can do this. If you're struggling, take a bigger count. Take a count of 4 like we just did. Take a count of 3, 2, 1. Okay, 2, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. Finish on the C. Okay, so if you need to go over that more, you could just keep rewinding this lesson. You can keep going back and doing it again and again. The more you do it, the more times you do this, the more times you do the exercise, the more competent you'll get at it, the easier it will become. So literally use this as your practice session for chords. Sit down, listen to me telling you when to change chords, just try and do it. Okay, so let's move on. We're going to do exercise 2, C to A minor. Okay, so here we go. Start with that C. When you're ready, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, A minor, C, A minor, C, A minor, C, A minor, C, A minor, finish on the C. Okay, C to A minor. Exactly as I said with C to G, if you're struggling, put a count of 4 in between your chords. But the idea is that you're actually setting yourself a target within which to change the chords, which if you can hit that target, you're going to feel really good. Okay, and then you can start improving from the count of 4, as I say, down to a count of 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's move straight on. C to E minor. Ready on the C? 2, 3, 4, C, E minor, 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 finish on the C. Okay, now that one shouldn't have been too bad. The E minor is a lovely chord to go to. 2 fingers, just moving from that C. You're probably struggling getting back into the C again, but the more you practice it, the better you'll get. Okay, so let's move straight along. Move on to the next one. Exercise 4, C, A minor, G, G. 3 chords now, okay? You've practiced all 3 of them in other progressions. Now we're going to string them together, okay? So here we go. Make that C and get ready, okay? 2, 3, 4, C, A minor, G, G, C, A minor, G, G, C, A minor, G, G, finish on the C. Okay, there we go. C, A minor, G, G. And it sounds musical. You know, it's not a random few chords that we've thrown together. They're actually selected because they work together. They're in the same key. Okay, the next one, exercise 5, is probably going to be a bit trickier. C to F to C to G. Okay, So you looked at the F. The F's difficult. We've already been practicing the F, hopefully. Now we're going to try and put it into some context. Just think of C, as I've said before, take your C, you think of F. Take your C chord, drop 2 fingers down towards the floor and flatten your first finger. So we're going from there to there. Okay? So we start with C, F, C, G. Okay, so let's do this then. C to F to C to G. Okay, here we go. Get ready on that C. 2, 3, 4. C, F, C, G, C, F, C, G, C, F, C, G, finish on the C. Okay, now you may not have found the F very easy. If you didn't, rewind the lesson, do it again. Just keep going over it and over it and over it until it all starts to come together. Okay, the more effort you put into practicing these chords, the quicker you're going to get used to playing them, the quicker you're going to get used to forming them. Okay, so just by focusing, practicing the ones that you struggle with, they'll all come better. Okay. When you're playing all of these chords, what I want you to think about is the sound you're getting. Listen to the strings. Make sure that you've not got any duff notes in there. Make sure that all the notes are ringing nicely. Okay, make sure you're in tune. One of the things you'll find is if you're making any chord and make a C chord. There's our C. Now, if I bend the strings when I'm making that chord, so inadvertently I'm putting too much pressure on, my C chord now sounds all out of tune. It's horrible. Don't bend the strings. Okay? Make sure we've got everything ringing out. No buzzing, no dead notes. Do that for every chord as you're going along. So just listen to what we're doing. Okay? Right, next one. C, D minor, G, C. Again, this one might feel awkward. We've got quite a lot of movement to get from the C to the D minor. So C, D minor, G, C. So, ready? 2, 3, 4. C, D minor, G, C, and C again, C, D minor, G, C, and again, C, D minor, G, C, C, D minor, G, let's finish on the C. Okay, and we keep plodding along. So all of the ones you've just played, 1 to 6, they're all in the key of C major. So all those chords, if you play any song, if you play songs in the key of C major, you'll find those chords together. You'll find them in the songs at some point. So that's why these sound musical. Now we're going to move on. We're going to go to the key of G major. Okay. You'll notice that there's some commonality between C and G. One of the chord progressions you were playing was C to G. Now we're going to play G to C. Okay. What's the point of practicing it? Well, you're just getting used to playing in G major. Okay, it'll feel like playing C to G because once you've gone from G to C, you're going back to the G again. But it's good practice. Okay, so let's get that G major. Okay, so on the G major, ready to go. 2, 3, 4. G, C, G, C, G, C, G, C, finish on the G. Okay, so there we go, G to C. Next one we've got G to D, okay? So first time we've thrown a D in there. So let's move G major to D major. When you're ready, 2, 3, 4. G, D, G, D, finish on the G. Okay, there's G to D. Straightforward, okay. Hopefully your development of these chords is coming along now and your changing is getting better. I know it's not easy when you start. I know that it's difficult to get those chords to flip straight into place. Remember what I said at the beginning of this lesson? If you need to have a count in between, put a count in. So strum, G, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Doesn't matter, you're learning to change your chords. If you need a count of 4 to get that chord there, use it. Okay? And gradually bring it down. So go from G, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, rest. Okay, so have that count. So you're dropping down to 3, you're going to count G, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3, D, 2, 3, 4, change, 2, 3. Okay, so however you need to do it, just find a way that works for you, but try and change within the number of beats you've given yourself, okay? Set yourself a target and try and achieve it, okay? So moving on, next one we've got G to E minor, lovely change, okay? Really kind of straightforward. This finger here, first finger, just has to slide back to get the second finger behind it. So we start in our G, and we go to our E minor. G, E minor, okay? So here we go. 2, 3, 4, G, E minor, 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 finish on the G. Okay, straightforward. Next one, number 10. G, A minor, D, D. Okay, we've already played a G, we've already played an A minor, we've already played a D. And we're going to just string them together now. It will sound musical, okay? So here's your metronome. Ready on that G? So, here we go. 2, 3, 4. G, A minor, D, D, 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 finish on a G. Okay. If you're struggling, if you want to do it more times, rewind the video, keep it going. Okay, do it as many times as you need to do it to get comfortable. Okay. Number 11, G, C, G, D. Okay. Start on the G. 2, 3, 4. G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, G. Finish there. Okay, next one. Right, this one we're doing G, C, G, D. Okay, so get your move in between that G and C again, and we're throwing a D in. So we're G, C, G, D. Okay, so here we go. 2, 3, 4. G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, back to the G. Awesome. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. So this time we are going to be playing in A major, key of A major. We're doing A to E. Okay, so you know your A to E. Okay, so here we go. 2, 3, 4. A, E, A, E, A, E, A, E, finish on the A. Okay, next one. Only 2 more to go. This one is going to be in the key of E major. We're doing E to B. Now you probably won't like this because B is effectively a bar chord. Your introduction to bar chords, your introduction to bar chords. You may well struggle with this B, but we're going to try it because you need to learn it. Remember, we're taking the 2nd fret of the A string, which is the note B, with the tip of our first finger. You can make a full bar, but if you can only get the tip on, that's fine. You're going to take your 3rd or your 4th finger, whichever one you feel more comfortable with, and you are going to bar the D, G and B strings. So you get this shape here. Okay, and you're going to play 4 strings. So we're going from from E major to B major. So this is your introduction to jumping between open and bar chords, which you'll have to do at some point. So you may as well start now. Okay, so let's start with that E. 2, 3, 4. E, B, E, B, E, B, E, B, finish on the E. Okay, so the B is another difficult chord. Okay, it's going to take a lot of time and effort to get that one under your fingers, just like F. F is difficult as well, and I understand that. So they're 2 little bits of this video that you need to come back to. Watch the one with B in, watch this one, and watch the one with F in, and do them again, and just go over them until you get those Fs and those Bs come in. Okay, so one more, and this one again is in E major, and this is E to A, E to B. Okay, you've already done E to A, and you've already done E to B. We're just going to string them together. Okay, so E, A, E, B. Okay, so we ready? 2, 3, 4. E, A, E, B, E, A, E, B, E, A, E, B, finish on the E. Okay, so there you go. They are all the chord progressions on the download that you've already got. If you haven't downloaded it, then download it. It's attached to this blog as well as the previous blog. Just go through them, practice them. This video is here to give you somebody to practice them with, okay, and to give you some structure. It is literally, it is a chord relay, we're calling it. It's just you're going to go through the chords one after the other. Okay, once you get up to them, we're going to build up to stringing them all together. Effectively, we go through. If we start with a C to a G to an E minor, that's an A minor, to an E to an F to a G to a C. Okay, do that again. C, G, A minor, E minor, F, G, C. So what we've got there is a progression very loosely based on canon in D. Only we've put it in C because it's easier to play because you're learning all of these chords already. Okay, so I'll run through it with you again and let's just see how you feel about it. So we're going to start and we're going to count in 4s. C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C. Okay,
So we've just basically taken all those chords that you've practiced, stitched them together, and you're actually playing a piece of music that's using most of the chords, most of the open chords in the key of C. Okay, sounds nice. It's something that you can be proud of once you've mastered it, and you can play it and show it to your friends, your family, whoever. Lovely piece of music, and most people know it. Okay, so there we go. There's our chord relay. Hopefully it's been useful. As I say, if there's chords that you're struggling with, watch the video again. Go to specific places of the video with the chords that you're struggling with. Keep rewinding it, keep using it again. I'm here as your practice partner in this one. We can just keep it going. Enjoy, have fun with it. Hopefully you'll get the piece at the end sorted out and you'll be playing it soon. Enjoy. See you on the next lesson. Cheers.